Hello viewers and hello my subscribers, thank you for coming to the channel and continuing to watch me. On this day, it's Sunday. I'm not feeling good. Sometimes life just overwhelms you, and this is one of those days, and I apologize for it. So I'm not able to talk directly to the camera. I was busy cooking, making my lunch and supper, because I might be coming out for a bit, but I don't want to cook 2 meals, and also for tomorrow, since I'm intending to go out briefly and I'll leave very early in the morning, and rather than just have ordinary breakfast, I'll prefer to have some lunch. I got some vegetables from my garden, and that's what I'm going to make later. But right now I was just making mixed rice. Mixed rice is rice cooked, but with fried, but with spices. I didn't add anything else because actually I hadn't done any vegetable shopping or anything, and I didn't want to use potatoes again. So it was just the mixed rice. I'm grateful to all of you for having got me to 4,600 viewers and to 55 subscribers. I appreciate it very much. I'm also grateful to all the people who leave comments, though they are not many. I thank you, and I try as much as possible to make sure that I answer promptly within a few days. I like food with spices, and it being Sunday, it is so hot. Actually, this is the second outfit that I'm wearing for the day. Earlier on, I had worn a black dress because I wanted to something long today. So I wore a long black dress, but one that needs wearing with a petticoat. And the petticoats we have here are nylon. And I just sat for like half an hour, and I was almost starting to break a sweat. So I went back and changed into this. I've also been feeling very lethargic lately, and it is because of lack of exercise. So I started doing some exercises earlier. This is something that I used to do the last time I had a very big problem with my weight, and this was several years back. In fact, I think that's around the time when I started vlogging. And if you go to some of my oldest videos, you'll see that at that time I was stuck in the house. I had many frustrations, but my weight was also a problem. And so I just used to exercise in the house. And I've started doing that again because walking is not for everybody. I already walk a lot in my usual duty around the community. And I feel that for me, that is sufficient. Making some additional walking again, just for exercise, might not cope up so well with me. I don't feel that I'll be able to manage anyway because I'm also cutting down on food. So I prefer something that I can measure, which is exercising in the house. I'm stirring some food. My food, the rice, if you can hear any movement in the background, just checking that it's going on well. And it is. Yeah, so I've made a note to myself that I must resume my exercises. It must be regular, but it must not be stressful again on my health. That is also very important to take note of. It must be within coping with it. I must be able to cope with it so that it's not again another stress trying to lose weight, and at the same time putting too much effort, straining myself too much. Other than that, I'm just in a low mood. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just say you don't know why, but in this case, I really know why. There are so many things in my life that I'm unable to... I'm coping very well on the outside, yes, but there are so many things that go back way into my history, events that have happened over several years, but they are incompleted. They're just like unsolved, not unsolved, but unfinished cases. And testing. As I get older, I've realized that become unfinished business. Some unfinished business because almost all of it is family related. Almost all of it is family related, and so it's haunting me. It's haunting me. It's business that is not finished. It's business that is needs finishing. It's chapters that need closing, chapters that need sorting. And I'm defeated how to do it, not because of finances, but because of also lack of communication with some of the people involved. And I can assure you that some of these things were very, very deeply in my heart. And I try so much to hide them when I'm working and when I'm walking and when I'm doing stuff. But in the silence of some times when I'm alone, they come up again, and they get me thinking, and I get sad and overwhelmed by my inability to cope with them. And so I've purposed that coming towards the end of this year, I'm going to be very headstrong about it, go forth, face each of my unsolved issues, and complete and finish with them in any way that I can, because it's only God on my side. So pray for me. Thank you very much for supporting me. My happiness will still continue to be being with my family, being with my friends, doing my community work, and also vlogging, and preparing and being in front of you, my viewers, who have now become my new family. Thank you, and stay on the channel. Please remember to like and to subscribe. My garden. I appreciate being able to have spinach easily so much. When I was young, I craved for spinach so much. Spinach was an expensive commodity. You'd only buy it for mixing with skuma, and not everybody could afford buying a lot. So I give thanks that now I can go to the garden and pick as much as I want and eat it the way I want, and I can eat it without something else. It's for the stew that I'll be making to go with the rice. So this is the meal I had, and I had it much later. Actually, what happened, and you're going to see later on in the video, is that I got totally unwell, I think from the soup that I took yesterday or something. And so I threw up a lot, and I was not able to eat until much later on in the day. And so having the vegetables helped me so much, and together with ginger tea, which I've not shown here. Since I was feeling so unwell, and I can see the guava tree actually from my kitchen window, which is where I'm heading right now, and I had been seeing some fruit, actually seeing the underside of one that had been eaten a lot by birds. This time when I plucked it out, I threw it out into the main garden, because there are other scavenger birds that come in to eat, but there are also the little birds that eat the one on the fruit on the tree. The tree had some ripe fruits. I ended up picking 3, but I saw that there were others on the tree, and I usually leave a few just for the birds to continue to eat. But the tree itself is going to get uprooted once we start our development, so I like to trim it most of the time in readiness for the big trim it's going to get when we are moving it, when we are doing developments. But I'm glad, because every year when there's a rain, it fruits. And soon after we move it, it's going to be part of the garden where the kitchen drainage goes into. So it's going to be able to thrive. Having fruit trees around the compound is one of my biggest wishes for decoration and for aesthetics. Part of the ongoing beautification of the compound is to increase more fruit trees rather than other types of trees, so that not only us in this generation, but future generations can enjoy of the fruit, and also the birds in the air and the squirrels and other creatures that might be in the compound. For now, the guavas are ripening, and when they start ripening, I'm very sure that within every week, I'm going to have about 5. So what I'm going to do is that for the rest of the season, I'm going to be watering it, excess watering, because the rains are not here. And I'm also going to get somebody to dig around it even before we now come to uproot it in readiness for development, so that it can give more guavas. And I'll probably do some ash and garlic and something, pepper spray probably, because I don't want to use chemical spray on it, to make sure that there are no insects on the fruit tree. Hi everybody, so we've had a good day. We've kept just quiet. I've been indoors. I had planned to come out, but oh my goodness, I don't know whether it's the soup I had yesterday or what, but I got sick towards lunchtime into the early afternoon. I really thank God. Be thankful when you've not been unwell for long. I was in shock because I felt as ill as I felt when I had TB and when I was discovered to have HIV. I've not felt that sick in a very long time. And first I started by feeling very lethargic, and then I just started sweating and feeling bad, and I was like, what the hell, what has happened, what have I eaten? Then I remembered, and this is with all due respect to the sellers of the soup, I'm not saying that it's bad, but I think the soup clogged me up. It had too much fat. That's why they ran it through a blender. It must have not something bad because I wasn't having diarrhea or anything, just that the fat must be having a lot of fat, so it clogged me up. And I say it's the soup because I also gave the dog Skip, and Skip also suddenly, actually Skip has not gotten better because me, I've taken what are they called, dissolving salt. I'll put it here. I've taken I also boiled a lot of ginger water and tea. I could hardly even make that tea because I was like, I didn't know what the hell is wrong. And me, I'm a very strong believer of using ginger, strong ginger tea. So I put it to boil, and then I got so weak I could not even finish the cup. I laid down, I tried lying down, being on my knees, being on my stomach, being on my back, nothing was working. I was just feeling horrible. So I remembered I had some Andrews, some and then I went and took that, mixed it and took it, and then I made myself puke, putting fingers in the mouth. I did that. I tried it the first time, it didn't work. Then after I took the after a few more attempts, it worked, provoking myself to vomit because I could feel my body clogged. I'd go to the toilet, nothing was coming out, but I was feeling horrible. And one of the fastest ways when you're feeling bad and it's your stomach is to remove as much of or everything of it that is inside to try and get some relief. So since I was not able to take out poop, so I did the vomiting, and after I did the vomiting, then I was able also to go to the toilet. And then now I took the second packet of dissolved in less water this time because the stomach was clearer. I think I must have vomited like 3 times. And then I started and then I rested. Immediately after I vomiting, I would take the black tea because that's when I would be having a bit of energy. So when I took the second one again, I took again the black tea. This time it was lukewarm, it wasn't as warm. And now I'm feeling much better and refreshed. But I got afraid. I always get very, very afraid if I get sick when I'm in the house alone. And Skip, you see, he's even lying down. It's not usual of him, and this is evening. So Skip, come boy. So I want to make for him something warm, and then I'm going to just a warm broth of something, and then I'm going to get you. Remember the leaves I told you that are medicinal, because I normally put for him, and then I also have aloe vera. Aloe vera I'm going to put in his water because he's going to take that throughout the evening and night after eating, because I'll give him dry food. The broth I'm going to make for him is just a light porridge. Yeah, when I put sugar, he takes it. So I want to make sure that I incorporate a bit of the leaves in it in the water. Then I mix inside. Yeah, these ones. So I'll pick just the softest ones on top. I'm not even going to put many. It rained recently, so there are many of the smaller ones. Yeah, just this amount, because I'm also going to use some myself. I'll just rinse them, put them in my drinking water, and continue drinking through the evening and into the night. And then also for Skip, I'm going to incorporate not the leaves, the water from the liquid from them into the little porridge that I'm going to make for him before I give him his dinner. And then he's making that sound continuously. So I think it's really a clogging of the fat in the soup. So I've taken caution. Again, the soup didn't make me diarrhea or anything, but I think we're just not used to that kind of high intake of insoluble fats and not easily soluble fats. Yeah, But otherwise, we've had such a great day. It's been a quiet, resting day. I'm really praying for rain. I'm praying that it will rain. Please help us pray. Keep on praying that it rains so that the crop can do well. But as you saw, the maize is shooting. So the beans are, of course, on the ground, and they are still dry. So we are going to pray that it rains, then they can all now shoot together. And when they'll get to 2 and 5 inches, because the maize has a head start, I'll show you that time. It looks so beautiful. It's getting a bit chilly. I want to go in, and yes, I had said that by today or tomorrow, I'm going to release 2 simultaneous videos, part of the ones that are a backlog. So I have to go and work on that. So thank you very much for staying on the channel. Please continue to like and subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate so much the support you're giving me, growing my family of subscribers and viewers, and I'll continue giving you quality in all that I do. Come, Skip. Let's go in. Come. In all that I do. So see you. This is nice evening. Have a nice evening. Have a good morning. Have a good night. And keep on staying in the channel. And remember to leave a comment, a like, and a subscribe. Bye.